anybody that wanted to see me after. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trevor.
Okay. At this time, we're going to move on to approval of the agenda and the consent agenda.
Second.
John, I have a second.
Second.
Vicki, thank you. Any questions, comments? Is there a change?
Yes, turn to page 3. There are some coaches listed there, volunteer coaches. I'd like to scratch their names this evening because I believe they will end up being funded by the booster clubs. So I'd like you to scratch the name 9C with Michael Popio Jr., William Stanton, 10F, and Michael Popio Sr., 10C. It's going to be 9C, 10C, and 10F. Those 3 names, we're going to take them completely off. We will probably resubmit them next month once Mr. Santelli and I have had an opportunity to nail that down in terms of what their compensation would be by the booster club. That's my only change.
Okay. Very good. Anything else? Rich?
Mr. Amsterdam? Aye. Mr. Davis?
Aye.
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Landers?
Aye.
Mrs. Palmer?
Aye.
Okay, under unfinished business, I have none. Anyone else have any unfinished business? Okay. Move on to board members' business, and under this item, it's recommended to approve the following dates for our board meetings and locations, which obviously have changed since our last meeting, and so we're looking for approval on that. I have a motion.
So moved.
Kim?
Second.
Brett, thank you. Any questions, comments? Schedule? Rich?
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Landers?
Aye.
Mrs. Palmer?
Aye.
Mr. Amsterdam?
Aye.
Mr. Davis?
Aye.
Okay, now on the consent agenda. The following items 1 through 10 are included in the agenda for approval. We've had a chance to read through all of these. So looking for a motion of approval. Vicki?
Second.
Okay. Any questions, comments? Rich?
Mr. Landers?
Aye.
Mrs. Palmer?
Aye.
Mr. Amsterdam?
Aye.
Mr. Davis?
Aye.
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
Okay. Treasurer's business, Rich?
I have one donation. It's recommended the board accept the following donation to Market Street Elementary PTA Playground Fund, $110 from Miss Emily Sabo, Market Street student, to be used to help purchase new playground equipment for the school. This is your
Okay, we have a donation to Market Street Elementary School, $110 from Miss Emily Zabo. For approval, motion?
So moved.
John?
Second.
Second, Kim? Rich?
Mrs. Palmer?
Aye.
Mr. Amsterdam?
Aye.
Mr. Davis?
Aye.
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Landers?
Aye.
Could we ask Emily to come up front here? Come on, we've got a conflict of interest. I'd like to introduce everyone here today to a very selfless young lady who Market Street Elementary School is trying to build a playground, and Emily recently had a birthday. And so Emily decided, instead of taking birthday money, that she would donate it towards the playground fund here at Market Street School. So very, very loving gesture on your part, and it is so appreciated, Emily, for that wonderful act of kindness. Thank you very much. And on behalf of the board, Mr. Amsterdam, the board president, would like to issue you a certificate.
Emily, you want to come Thank you so much.
Thanks, Emily.
Very good. Thank you again, Emily. Great to have you here. Okay, on to superintendent's business. Mr. Lazare.
Besides Emily, we're also recognizing a special group of students today at Boardman High School. We do a lot of neat things at Boardman High School, but one neat thing that you'd never dream about in the Midwest here is oceanography. And we recently were in a competition in Pittsburgh, a national competition, and our students did quite well under the leadership of Miss Moran, their teacher. Did you want to say anything, Miss Moran, about the process and about the competition, the group, to introduce it?
Well, first of all, I'd like to introduce them as Captain Matt Starr and Junior Kay Moyer, Junior Megan Banks, Junior Luke Arabia, Freshman Jimmy Jones. And yeah, we beat out 17 teams from 4 states in the regional competition. YSU and the Pittsburgh Zoo co-sponsor it, and it's the first time a local team's won, so YSU is also very excited about it. And we're going to Seattle for the national competition, so we're looking forward to it and working hard. I'm really proud of this. This is a great group of kids that work hard.
Quite an achievement. Congratulations. We have some certificates for you as well.
That's fun. You don't get wet when you go.
Congratulations. Welcome back and congratulations.
Still a few around.
Still a few around.
Oh, okay. You record it?
Game show type atmosphere, or does that mean?
I mean, kind of like that.
Yeah.
We also have a team question, so we have to write down questions of the whole team.
Is it recorded anywhere?
Yeah.
You have to make sure you record it.
Yeah.
You need me to go with you, I can take it. Let me know.
Miss Moran, we're going to be here for probably only about another 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Could we ask you to stay? I'd like to get a picture of the kids with the Board of Education. Thank you. So back to you. I ask for your approval of the recognition for our students in our oceanography program. Nah.
Davis.
Second.
Thanks, John. Any other comments? Rich?
Mr. Amstutz?
Aye.
Mr. Davis? Aye. Ms. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Landers?
Aye.
Mrs. Palmer?
Thank you, John.
Item B under Superintendent's Business, online instructors. For the first semester, to pay these individuals $50 per student with a cap of 45 students. Mr. Cliff, Mrs. Craig Yardis, and Mr. Stowell for art, employability skills, and music appreciation. Need your approval in order to pay them. They have done the work already, so I ask for your approval.
Okay, we need a motion on the online elective instructors.
So moved.
Tim?
Second.
Fred, thank you. Any other questions, comments? Rich?
Mr. Davis? Aye. Ms. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Landers?
Aye.
Mrs. Palmer?
Aye.
Mr. Amstutz?
Aye.
Summer school schedule is found in attachment 7. The only component missing is middle school. We're still working on the middle school part. That may well end up being an online instruction offered through the County Educational Service Center. So this has elementary and high school, and you'll probably see middle school next month. They ask for your approval of those two components as found in Attachment 7.
And motion, please, for approval of summer school attachment 7.
So moved.
John?
Second.
Vicki? Thank you. Any questions or comments?
I just have one question. On the last page, there's subject areas for credit courses at the high school, says the brochure for detail. There's under the high school credit courses, it says see brochure for details, and I just wondered, is there a brochure we can...
For the courses?
Yeah.
You probably have to finalize that list yet.
It's not done yet.
And I'm assuming that there's going to be a handout, we're calling a brochure that goes out to, sometimes it's dictated by a head count. You know, if we don't have enough kids in one subject, we probably won't have it. So it's sort of, I think, it goes down the wire on what we'll offer.
So we have to trust on it.
Yeah.
It's not going to say like pottery,
No.
voodoo, and...
Basket.
It'll be legit.
All right.
Oceanography.
Oceanography. Anything else? Okay, Rich?
Ms. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Landers?
Aye.
Mrs. Palmer?
Aye.
Mr. Amstutz?
Aye.
Mr. Davis?
Informational items, upcoming concerts. Please note Project Mayhem. That's a biggie. And the Gridiron, I believe that's the Gridiron Arts and Craft fundraiser on Saturday the 29th. Item B, field trips coming up for indoor track and for springtime baseball trip, varsity and JV to Columbus. Back to you for reports.
Okay, very good. Our first report, Ms. Davis, our legislative liaison.
Real quick tonight, we just have Senate Bill 231. It was introduced by the Senate Finance Committee to allow the use of the proceeds received from the sale of any school district property for the construction or acquisition of permanent improvements. House Bill 416 is being amended to now add 2 calamity days instead of the 4, and allowing 30 minutes to be added to an existing school day to make up lost time at our discretion. And they're waiting on final legislative approval for that one. Senate Bill 284 has the same provisions as House Bill 416, but is asking for 4 calamity days instead of the 2. Both bills are being reconciled next week before they meet final approval and the governor's signature. I don't know, Frank, if you know if we're in 4 or 2, nobody knows. Yeah, that's why I couldn't figure it out either, what they're thinking. House Bill 290 is encouraging schools to make their property available to the community outside of the school day. It's also seeking to establish immunity from civil liability if we so choose to allow the public to use our property. And then the last one is one I talked about last month, was House Bill 334, which is addressing the changes in expulsion policy. It has passed the House Education Committee. That's all I have for this month.
Okay, thank you very much, Vicki. Appreciate it. I do not have any other comments other than the fact that I'd like to thank the Market Street School here, but I see the PTA members have left and the principal has left, but I did thank them previously for having us here and giving us a tour, and it's always nice to change locations on occasion. So with that, we are looking for a motion to go into it. Oh, sorry, I missed that, Frank. I turned the page.
Okay, first read on board policies. You were sent these electronically. Just minor changes because of changes in the law. Board policy EB, it's a safety program. Change in the title from Public Employee Risk Reduction Act to the Public Employee Risk Reduction Program. But board policy has to reflect that change. Once again, minor. OSHA requirement, updated our terminology from the MSDS, Material Safety Data Sheet, to the SDS, Safety Data Sheet. So our policy has to reflect those changes. bloodborne pathogens. Once again, this is a change in the law, Ohio's Public Employee Safety Statute, and it's just a change in the legal reference in the policy. Emergency safety plans. This is the OSHA change from MSDS to SDS. Emergency closings. This has to deal with House Bill 59 and the change, or the gradual change, that will take place next year from school days to school hours. So emergency closings will be based upon hours and not days. Just in case you're interested, the law states that kindergarten, half-day kindergarten, you have to put in at least 455 hours. Elementary school, 1 through 6, 910 hours. And 7 through 12, 1,001 hours. Those are the state minimums. Previously, you had 180 days or 178 days. If you're curious about Boardman, kindergarten through grade 6, we're at 1,001 hours, which is approximately 90 hours over state minimum. At the high school level, we're probably, 160 hours over state minimum. So we're in pretty good shape as far as emergency closing goes next year. Integrated pest management system. Once again, this is due to changes in the Ohio Public Employee Safety Statute, and it's just a change in the legal reference. Smoking on district property, change in the legal reference. School calendar, another one on the school calendar, and I just reviewed that as it applies to school cancellation, school closings, calamity days. So that one changes. School day, another one that deals with the new change in school hours versus school days. Tobacco use, we wrote in language that was suggested, which covers electronic cigarettes. The electronic cigarettes, by board policy, will now be banned in the district. There's a legal reference on smoking on district property, legal reference. Policy called pregnant student, staff member instead of guidance counselor. Just a change in the wording. The student may elect one of the following educational options, as suggested by, previously it said guidance counselor, now it says staff member. Minor revision, as I said. And that's it. These are all ones that we didn't change. So those will be first read this month. Next month, they will be up for vote. And next month, I believe Mr. Cardillo's committee on drug testing will be presenting to the board in March. If I'm not mistaken. 4 weeks from today, probably. Back to you.
We'll be at the high school on that.
Yes.
So, very good. Sorry I
That's okay.
missed you.
I don't want to miss the first reading and put this off on everyone.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, very good. On to item number 8, executive session. I'm looking for a motion to go into executive session to discuss employment of personnel.
So moved.
Kim? Second.
Second.
John? Okay, Rich?
Mr. Landers?
Aye.
Mrs. Plummer?
Aye.
Mr. Amstutz?
Aye.
Mr. Davis?
Aye.
Ms. Davis?
Okay, very good.
We got a picture of the kids before they go. And Miss Moran